guys, I just wanted to thank you first. Let's start off this video with thank you for all the subscribers. I think I have 9 or 10 right now. I started off at 0, obviously, and I would just like to thank everybody for that. I really do appreciate that. So, yeah. Now let's get into the video. So, we're going to be talking about, I've been getting a lot of questions from my friends on Snapchat of good beginner lizards. So I can only recommend 2 because I've only had 2, and the other third lizard I've had was the worst experience of my life. So I've had 3 lizards. I've had a bearded dragon, which I'll talk about that. That will be the last one. A leopard gecko and a crested gecko. So we're going to start off with the leopard gecko, and yeah, I'll see you guys there. So we're back with the leopard gecko. Leopard geckos are probably the easiest on this list, depending on if... Okay, I'll just get into it. So, leopard geckos, we're going to start from bottom to top. For heating, they would need a heat pad with a thermostat to regulate it. So you do like something called a reptile thermostat. I'll show you what that looks like real quick. It'd be something along this line. You set it, and it's like a little box, and that plugs into the heat mat, which goes under the tank. And a heat mat looks like this. So it looks like this. Sorry, it's like a little pad that you would put under the tank. Anyways, sorry guys. We're going to be, so that's heating. Substrate, you can use paper towels, Eco-Earth, bioactive tank, which is what I have. You can use, there's so many different options. Just make sure to do your research and do not use sand. I cannot stress that enough. No sand. No sand. Okay, for decor, you want to have some things for them to climb on. Make sure it's not too high where they could get hurt or anything. You want to have 3 hides. Humid hide, a warm hide, and then you want to have like a little, you don't have to have a hide, but kind of like a cave in the area. And I'll show you what I mean in Noah's tank. Leopard gecko, and you can't see him, but that says hot hide, so that's where the heat mat's under, and this is what the thermostat does. It sends a little probe in here and tells the heat mat to heat up, because these have been heating up like over 110 degrees, so you want it to like a little underheat, and that's how this does. Okay. As you can see, he just got fed, and this is his bioactive thing, not to brag. This is probably the highest point. If he falls, he's going to fall on the log of the plant, and this is soft ground. So he'll be fine. This is his humid hide. See, it has like moss and stuff in there. And you want to keep moist that. Keep it wet. I don't know how to say that. Keep it humid in there with like a little spray bottle or something. And then I have this middle hide. I don't know if you can see, really. But behind that leaf, behind the aloe, there's a little place that he likes to chill. And it's not too hot, not too cold. Water dish, I just fed him. You need to have a calcium dish in there at all times with just normal calcium. Okay. So, yeah. I'm going to go back to my chair. With leopard geckos, you're going to need to feed them live insects. And if this is a drawback for you, well, just stick to the rest of the video, because there is one more animal that does not need to, one more lizard that does not need to eat live insects. So, leopard geckos, if you're still here, they will eat dubia roaches, crickets, mealworms, and stuff like that. This is kind of like the best 5 beginner lizards. It's not, best 3. Best 2, sorry. The other one's a bad one, so sorry guys. But this is more like not a care guide, kind of like a comparison video of those 2 lizards, so that you can know which one you like, and then you can go on my channel and find the care guide and watch that, and then I always recommend other opinions. Watch other YouTuber videos. Don't just watch mine, because yeah, I know mine's great, but don't just watch mine, because you need to get second opinions, and people may have different things to add or say that something's wrong, and I'm 100%. I'm not like a pro. I've just been keeping reptiles since I was like 8 years old. And yeah, so now we're going to get into the second lizard. Also, leopard geckos do not need any special light. I have a bioactive tank, that's why it has a light, and then just need a water dish 10 or a 20 gallon. I'd recommend a 20 gallon. But yeah, now let's get into the next lizard. You guys are wondering why I wouldn't take my crusty gecko or leopard gecko out, because I have them both, is because it is like 7 or 8 in the morning and they're asleep because they're nocturnal, both of them, which could be a downfall. Actually, leopard geckos are crepuscular, so they wake up in like dawn, and then they'll wake up at like 5, 6, 7 o'clock, so you can hold them. Also, I forgot to add for leopard geckos, you can hold them and anything like that. They love to be held. You just stick your hand and kind of, like, I can do a how to handle a leopard gecko and a crusty gecko soon, but you kind of just like stick your hand under the belly and kind of lift up. Put your other hands to support their hands. Sorry, I know this isn't leopard geckos. I'm sorry. Okay, crusty geckos. They're gonna need. So again, we'll start to the bottom. If your room, I wouldn't say room temperature. If it stays between 69 and 78, you're good. But you do not want it any higher than 80. That could be really risky business because they can overheat, which is really bad, and then their skin is kind of really like leathery. Unlike a leopard gecko, which has scales, they'll kind of like, I don't know how to explain. Their skin will start to deteriorate. It's really sad to say. Anyways, I would definitely recommend for the tank size, I'd recommend so if you're going to use exoterrors, which are ones that have front opening doors, I would recommend an 18 by 18 by 24. But for a baby, if you're not going to use, you can use a 10-gallon high or a 20-gallon high. You may also use a 20 long flipped on its side. So, yeah. And now also we need to talk about humidity. They need to have 80 to 70% humidity. Make sure it doesn't go above 90 because that's getting into the tropical and you don't want it like wet all the time. You just want to mist it once in the morning and once at nighttime. And then also feeding, they will eat this stuff called Pangea, and you can watch my crusty gecko care guide video to figure out about that. But they'll eat this stuff called Pangea, which is a powdered crusty gecko food. I don't know really how to describe it. And you mix it up with some water, and yeah, you just stick it in their thing. You need like a reptile ledge or something, fake plants, live plants, some sticks. Again, watch my crusty gecko care guide to learn more about that. And yeah, we're going to talk about the lizard I would not recommend as a beginner pet, bearded dragons. Okay, I'll see you guys there. So now we're going to get into the reason I wouldn't recommend bearded dragons. And if you were in my class last year, I know Miss Kerner had one. And one of the reasons is because they need a huge tank. Also, not to hate on Miss Kerner. Yes, she was one of my favorite teachers, but she didn't really take care of it properly. I did not overfeed it. Okay, she told me to feed it every single day, which it was just crickets. When they get older, you're supposed to feed them 50% salad every single day. When I used to have a bearded dragon when I was younger, I was like 9 years old. Dude, I literally spent hundreds of dollars on food, at least every year, at least $100, at least, because you have to buy salad, all this stuff. And then also you got to buy heating. Like if you saw my snapping turtle tank, you need, instead of 2 lights for snapping turtle, you need the heat, and then I said I'm getting the UVB. You need heat, UVB, and then you need an ceramic heat emitter overnight, and then you need a heat pad too. And it's just also a lot of money, and you need a tank that's 3 feet. Sorry, this doesn't even do justice. It has to be. It's 40-gallon breeder, so it's like 3 feet by like 2.5. Yeah. So you need a huge tank, and then you need hammocks and basking spots, and it's really not a beginner reptile. That's why I wouldn't recommend it. But if you do, and they eat live insects and salad, so it's a lot of money. But if you do have the money, and if you do have a big tank, go for it. Just if you do not hold them every day. Speaking of that, crested geckos are very good to hold. They're a little jumpy when you first get them as a baby, but if you just keep going like this, you'll maintain them. And put them on your shoulder or something. They're fine. Go check out my sister's channel for baby jumpy crested geckos. It's called Rose S. She learns how to cope with them and stuff like that. So I don't know why it's called Rose S. It's not even her name. Just subscribe and check out her channel. Anyways, bearded dragons, I just would not recommend them. Just, if you're gonna, do more research on them, but they just when they get older, I gave mine away to this girl called Reptiles and Raptures because it would bite me to the point where I'd bleed. So she has to wear welding gloves to hold him, and he's 3.5 feet long. Yeah, that's pretty scary when a lizard's 3.5 feet long and you have to use welding gloves, and it's not nice. I don't have anything against big lizards. But I've touched iguanas and stuff like that. It's just when lizards are mean and they're big, they're pretty scary. Plus, I was 8 years old. If I had it now, I wouldn't probably give it up. I just have to keep coping with it and stuff. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for the subscribers that I've got. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Bye!